Hello everyone, a very good morning. Welcome to Carnation Crafts TV. Great to have your company. It's the moment you've been waiting for. It is our brand new launch for this month, for of course November. Carla's here. Hello, my love.
Hey,
How you doing?
Davey B. What lovely.
Good to see you, and good to see you as well. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. We're here for 3 shows today, now 11 and 1 this afternoon, and we're welcoming a brand new collection to the Carnation Crafts family. We're called Held in a Moment. Now this is really exciting because you know Carnation are kind of groundbreakers when it comes to card design, card shapes, also animation as well in many ways. What you've got here with Carnation today is basically the technology and the ingenious design that allows you to create shelves on your cards. And already, since we had this on Facebook yesterday, 30% of our stock has gone. Loads of you came through on our website and ordered this before the official launch this morning. So if 30%'s gone already before a show, before we show you how to use it, that bodes well for a very early sellout probably as well. I've got to say quickly before I forget, because I will forget otherwise, I've got to say hello to 2 winners of a competition we did online. I've got to say hello to Carolyn Tovey. Congratulations, Carolyn, you're a winner of one of our collections, and also an international winner. Carolyn's in the UK, and an international winner, Laura Vaughan. You've also won one of these collections as well. So you're not going to be buying this, it's been won by you. Congratulations. But for the rest of you, you can invest in this today, and it's under £100. That's the fantastic good news about it. We're even throwing in a box of magnets as well, because you can actually make these fantastic shelves and attach them with magnets to your card. So the main selection at the top here, the hanging shelves garden shapes, you can create this teardrop shape, this circular shape, and also this diamond shape as well. All become obvious with Carla when she demonstrates and shows you how to put these together. You've then also got, next to that, we've got the exquisite arrangement. Now look at this floral arrangement, as you can see. It's absolutely gorgeous. The card shape beneath it is included as well. Then down to the bottom layer, you've got the beautiful birds. You've also got the bookshelf as well, or the book pile. You've got the table lamp there as well, pair of glasses. Also, you've got the candle, the frames, the clock as well, and the shelf, and the handbag, the shoes, and the perfume bottle too. Now, all of this, when you combine it together, creates the most exquisite cards. Now look at these as I just bring these into shot here. All of these have been done by a fantastic design team. Janine Dawson, hello Janine, has done this one. This is Fiona Abbott, who's done this one as well. But the whole thing comes together so beautifully well. And because you've got the magnets, remember, that allows you to achieve very 3-dimensional cards, and that shelf that stands out that of course can hold your shoes, can hold your handbags as well. Maybe you've got a shoe collection, a handbag collection. The card shape, when you bring in the bird, is absolutely exquisite. And as ever, Carnation's thank you and Carnation's gift to you for buying the collection is the artwork. The artwork is absolutely free for you to print off right now. Buy the collection and then of course go to the download section, click on free downloads, and then you'll see the vignettes section there, which is basically all of the artwork for all of these amazing dies. I mean, the colours in this Carla are stunning. Look at this one.
Absolutely beautiful, aren't they? Those bouquets are just insanely pretty. It is such a gorgeous collection to work with. You're going to love playing with all the mix and match of colours.
And here's one of the shelves. Look at that. And of course you can attach the shelf and make it 3-dimensional by using the magnets that come with it. A pack of magnets is included. But then if you obviously separate the magnets, you can then flat pack it and post it. So it's very, very versatile, not only for having a 3D effect in your home, but also then of course to have that flat packing capability too. So if you're watching us, wherever you're watching us, across the UK, across the world, welcome. You can go for this today. It is under £100, which is really good news. $99.99. You can pay of course with PayPal Pay in 3. Also ClearPay is another option as well if you want to spread the cost, or you can buy it direct today for just $99.99 with your debit or your credit card. And because it's over £50, it's free P&P for you as well. We have also, as you would expect, got the perfect papers available as well. Held in a Moment perfect papers. Bearing in mind the colours for the artwork are very specific. These fantastic cards, as you can see, are colour coordinated to complement the artwork and the vignettes. So if you want to add that to your order, it's only £14.99 today for this. And as ever, you're going to get 48 A4 sheets of 300 GSM cardstock, coated cardstock. Some of them patterned, some of them are plain, but the artwork is going to coordinate beautifully well with the vignettes. More finished samples to come, but Carla's got the boards to show us what we're going to actually get.
Of the boards this morning. So we're having a look at something that is just stunning. Now what we're talking about, as always with Carnation, is that ingenuity. It's that pushing boundaries of card making by using simple mechanisms like magnets, which is what we're doing today. You're going to get a pack of magnets when you get this collection. Although, can I just say, if you're on the Carnation website anyway, just go and grab some extra magnets while you're there, because you'll be using this card base for so many things going forward.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, these hanging pieces that we're looking at now will go on any of the card bases that you've already got. So we get to work in loads of different ways. So we've got the 3 different types. Now these all create shelves, okay? So you've got the beautiful diamond down here, then you've got the circular, and you've got the teardrop shape. And basically they will all just move across and be held with a magnet, which creates these gorgeous shelves. So you're looking at all of these different aspects that you get to make, that you get to play with. Do you have to use them that way? No, of course not. You can use them as the shapes that they are. The one thing Carnation will always give us is that versatility, right? We're looking to be versatile with our cards and to create in different ways. You've got these gorgeous elements. Now just here, you'll see there's a smile line on these, and that smile line allows you to tuck things into here. So I can tuck different elements. That could be florals, it could be maybe the bird, etc., etc. And I'll show you how to do it. It's really simple. But you can see on here, you've got 2 little lines that just go up, and that is your mechanism that allows the shelf to rotate down, and you use your magnet to hold it. Super simple, really easy to use. But man alive, is it effective. It's absolutely gorgeous. But it wouldn't be Carnation if we didn't give you a full card shape, okay? Now you've seen some of the samples that we've got here. The joy of this collection is it's taken us through things like sympathy, but it's also taken us through to weddings, to christenings, you name it, just to bring this in so you can see some various different samples here. Just the joy of that. It's so pretty. There are so many ways to play here. That filigree giving us that stunning piece. That would be beautiful colour piece. You've got so many options that you can do here. Beautiful, beautiful work. Little sentiment holders going down. So obviously you've got the layers. So if you've got tiny little sentiments, you can build to this one. Or if you're using the much bigger ones, just use this on its own. Then you've got your added mats and layers here. So you can really build up your colour dimensions there as well. And again, it's just that filigree, isn't it? It's so pretty. No wonder all of you have been jumping on this. It went nuts, of course it did, when it went on social media. We wouldn't expect anything less. Look at all the gorgeousness. Now, this board has got different elements on it. So the first thing we're going to look at are these 2 widgies here, which are pieces that you put, you know I said the smile line on the card shape? Well, that's what we took into it, and then we glue things to them so they will stand upright. Now that allows it to actually fold flat for postage. So it's really, really useful. If you were feeling a bit flush, you could actually stick a gift card to it if you wanted as well for your recipient. Yeah. So it's got sort of showcase in it. But then we've got this element here. I love this so much. This is really clever. You see the ivy? See how it's got the wee sort of S curves going through? That allows it to literally weave and wrap around those shapes. It's so clever and so beautiful. We start with your colour pops coming in now. So we've got all of your little tuck-ins. Super important when we're building those cards to be able to get those tuck-ins in, create the drama that we're looking for, and it's all seated here for you. But we're only just beginning, because actually as we start to go through board of dreams. Now the first thing you see obviously is the colour. It's just incredible. That bouquet is just extraordinary. You've got all your decoupage elements, but take a moment to look at your cut line detail. All of these little white lines that you're seeing here allow you to scope this out, to shape it and to mold it to the way that you want to have it. You've got the florals, build that decoupage and get that dynamic shaping going that Carnation, more than any other company in the whole of the crafting industry, gives us the joy of doing that.
I'm not saying every company, but a lot of companies would just give you a cut line that gives you the outline, and then that will be it. But because you've got all those cut lines in there, it allows you effortlessly to give the product and give the actual picture scope and shape. And
excuse me, it's also the detailing. So when you take it out of that die cutting machine, what you're getting, these little pieces, which are your little purples down here, they don't need that many cut lines in them, and more companies would not give them. There's no, it's a tiny little piece. Why do Carnation go to the extra detail? Because it matters. Yeah. Because when you have those cards and visually you're seeing that work coming through, it's exquisite to look at. So that is your main exquisite arrangement, and exquisite it is. We move on then to your finishing touches.
Things to put on your shelves.
Things to put on your shelves and your feet, Dave.
Exactly.
So you've got your handbag, your perfume bottle, and those shoes. So The florals, if you think of the florals in terms of, shall we say, sympathy, just as one idea, you might not want to use it for that all the time. You might want to come in and do gifts for birthdays, those feminine cards that we make that are super pretty. This one, again, with your cut line, so you can actually remove this if you don't want to have it hanging down. It's entirely up to you, but it can hang down at the front of that shelf, and it's so clever and so beautiful. Now we've got extra elements for you. The clock, the candle, you've got the gorgeous bowl that the candle will sit in perfectly, but you can use it as well when we come to the bird. The bird can be drinking from it, so everything movable in that way. You've also got these beautiful panels here. These will sit, and I'll show you what I mean. They'll sit on the front of the card shape. So if I just take this one, you see how hold on, if I do it from the front, there you go. Here, sorry, we're just getting used to these. Where are we? I can't follow you. I don't know where you are. There we go. I've got no idea where Taz is telling me to go, so I'm just going to ignore that, and we're just going to go here. If you're looking at that main card shape where you've got the hanging diamond here, you can see that that panel comes forward. There is a score line that you just turn over. And from there, you can hang sentiments. You can also use these on there as well. And again, they look exquisite. We're talking about changing the way we craft. It's not about using standard format crafting. We're changing it because it's just so pretty to move about, to get all of those elements together and create this work of art that is a card. So that's all of those elements coming through for your home comforts. And then we move to your cozy corner. You've got your stack of books with the glasses that might rest on it. And we all know people who sit and rest their glasses on a coffee table or on some books next to them. You've got the little lamp that gives it the idea of being in a really cozy home, especially this time of winter. This time of year, sorry, in winter, it's nice to just have that cozy feel.
The thing is, with this collection, you know, maybe you're an avid shoe collector, maybe you're an avid handbag collector. We like to show off what we've got, what we collect, we like to display. So the shelf is there for that purpose, but you can put anything on the shelf that you want to, it's entirely up to you. But having the cozy corner as well, with the books stacked up, the little kind of corner lamp and the glasses as well. The whole thing, I've had a message actually on Facebook from Pearl Farrier, says, hi all, looking forward to this collection. She also says, is this a complete collection or is there another die to add? Pearl, this is it, there's nothing else to add. You get everything for under £100, which is absolutely exquisite value for money. And it's 241101. At the moment, it's only exclusively available through us at Carnation Crafts TV. So that's carnationcrafts.co.uk. Go there to purchase. And then when you're purchasing, after you've done that, go straight to the downloads, the free downloads section, and the vignettes are there. All the artwork is a free gift from Carnation to you to say thank you for buying the collection. But what you put on those shelves is entirely up to you. Go back through your previous Carnation Crafts collections and think about what you want to display on those shelves, because it just literally brings everything to the foreground. When something has got dimension, you know, it really is lovely. And to throw in that extra packet of magnets as well is superb. So you can have that static shelf which then folds down beautifully for postage. But if you're putting candles on the shelf, for example, like that could be a Christmas card.
Like Elton John, Candle in the Wind.
It could be, absolutely it could be. But I just want to show you this, using the card shape.
Can I just show the final board,
Oh, sorry, I thought you'd done it.
Dave?
Sorry.
Honestly, he's always doing this. He does it at home all the time when we're sat on a night time having a cup of tea. We missed the star of the show. We've got your beautiful, gorgeous bird here, which is just extraordinary. You're light as a feather. It is absolutely beautiful. Hold on. We're having all of the fun this morning. Gremlins in the works. You've got these beautiful birds. Now, we do have different sizes here. So you've got the larger ones. You've also got the tiny ones there, which work just in the most gorgeous ways. Really, really pretty. Now, again, start looking at your shaping here. Start looking at where those cut lines are. We've got the curvature around the wing, which means that we can shape the feathers individually. You can bring these to life. You don't have to do much work with Carnation. Most of what we've got is done for us with that incredible artwork. But now we get to shape it, we get to play with it. It's just so beautiful. And those shelves just create this dynamic art scene, and you're going to be able to play to your heart's content.
Have you done now?
Yes, Dave.
By the way, do you like our new shiny sparkling studio?
We're getting used to it.
It's rather posh. things are in different places. It's a bit odd, but we're liking it. I just want to show you the card shape because we showed it to you with the circle in the centre of the card. But look at what Barbara Treadwell from the design team has done here. She's made it into almost like an archway, which is absolutely spectacular. And that combination of the flowers with that bird, they just work so beautifully well. They really, really do. So this is the new collection. As I say, 30% of it went before we even came on air today with the first show. We have 3 shows today, 3 shows tomorrow. But whatever you do, bag it if you know you want it. Maybe it's an early Christmas present to yourself, or maybe you're twisting someone else's arm to buy it for you on their behalf or on your behalf. 241101 is your item number. All of these dies are included. You get an awful lot for that price of $99.99. And remember, it's a discounted price purely for a limited time only. There's no club membership or anything like that. Basically, everyone gets the same deal. If you order it in the launch show, in the first few shows, you get an extra discount that takes it down to $99.99. As you're spending over £50, it's free P&P. Of course, if you're watching us around Europe, around the world, you can order this as well. It should be, and the usual price would be $129.99. That's what it'll go up to at the end of this week. If you order it today, you get that extra £30 discount down to £90 or £99.99. A few more finished samples to give you inspiration using the shelf idea, which I think is lovely. Who's done this one? Barbara Treadwell's done this one. It's always lovely to see what other people basically can, come up with when basically the design team gets sent out the kit and then they get left to their own devices, and then they come up with these amazing imaginative ways of using the dies and the artwork that you're getting today. It's brand new. 30% went before we even came to air, just by seeing it on social media and so on, and also on our website. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? You can make wonderful, stunning 3-dimensional cards, or you can keep them nice and flat. It's entirely up to you. But the fact you've got the shelf there and the magnets just gives it more interest. It makes it more intriguing.
It's your visuals, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about what your recipient gets. Am I in shot? There you go. Look, it's very exciting. We're getting there. It's about what your recipient receives, and when they receive it, it's how then that can be taken. So the fact that with just a simple magnet, they can just create this shelf. These are not cards that people throw away. These are also the eye-catching cards for those of you who do sell, and I know lots of you do. These are the ones that stand out, right, when you're in a craft fair, because nobody else has that kind of ingenuity. That's why we follow Carnation, because they give us something that nobody else can. So it's important that we have those aspects to it. And it's just stunning.
Let me give you a few shout outs and a few heads ups to people on Facebook and YouTube that are watching us. Pauline Thorne is watching. Hi everyone. She says mine is ordered. Nice one, Pauline. Sam Smith. Morning, Carla, Dave, Taz and all the crafters. Suzanne Page is there. Linda Wilson. She says ordered mine early this morning. Can't wait. Big shout out to the DT team. Their samples are beautiful, aren't they?
Amazing.
Fantastic. Christine Bell, Jennifer Shaw, Pearl Farrier, Susan Scott's watching, Sam Smith again. So many of you on social media today, and I'll give you a shout out if you're watching us on YouTube a bit later as well.
Right, shall we have a look at what we can do
Let's
with
do it.
this then, and how we shape it up? As I say, just grab an extra pair of magnets, because you are going to want to play with these to your heart's content. The little packs of magnets, just to remind you, have got 30 magnets in. These are super slim. So they are really good for card making because you can't feel them, so there's no bulk added, and so we'll go through all of that. The card shape itself is sort of set this way, so you've got this beautiful kind of bulbous circular piece in the centre of it, which obviously sits your filigree on. Now we can use it either way. I'm going to actually turn it upside down, so to speak, but you can use it either way. So the circle can be at the top or at the bottom, depending on what you're creating, and it's just beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. As always, I've cut 2. I'm just going to remove my piece and just fall back on itself. Shuffle the 2 together. Make sure it's straight. Your glass cutting mat is always going to be your best friend here. And then I'm just going to place that down. My card base there, done. Now, I just want to talk to you about the filigree. So if I add on here one of my mats, so I'm working white on white. We're using that foam tape to give us a little bit of separation, and I'm going to bring this in. So the first thing I'm going to do is just shunt this down uponst hither. So once that's seated, you've got sort of a little bit of shadow coming through, so we're starting to build. Now your filigree, which is just exquisite. Look at that. It's almost like it's
I mean, that could
porcelain.
be a cathedral window, couldn't it?
Absolutely. It's so pretty. Now, for this particular demonstration, I'm going to use 2 of the filigrees, and I'm going to use one for the top of it, so that will come out up here. and it will extend the card. And then the other one I'm going to place down here. Now, what you can see here is that I've got my foam tape, so I'm just going to get a little bit of lift to get some shadows, but I've got a magnet seated down at the bottom, and it's bottom center, and that's because my shelf is going to attach itself. So I used some red liner tape and I stuck that down. So I've got that seated. So I'm just going to take this out and this, so that I've got that there. Make sure I've got the magnet. It's just, I can just see it. It's just poking through, and that means visually I know where to put it because I'm going to cover it. You won't see the workings of it, but I know it's there and I know where it is, which means I can seat it properly. The rest of the filigree will hide it, and that's going to sit there. So I've got my gorgeous piece at the top and then this at the bottom.
Carla, we've
Yes.
got to say hello and happy birthday to Pam Wade, who's watching us on
Pam,
Facebook.
happy birthday
It's-
to you.
Yeah, Pam's birthday today. She says, I'm going to have this. Congratulations, happy birthday.
It's a
There's your
birthday
present.
present.
Yeah.
It's very, very important that we celebrate those birthdays.
Absolutely.
Right. I'm using my Carnation Everyday Glue. Super low water content on here, and I'm using the applicators. Remember, applicators, always your best friend when we're working with filigree. Now that's because obviously they've got this tiny, tiny elongated fuzzy that you can see here. When you're working with especially Carnation filigree, because they push the limits so far, you've got these gorgeous tiny pieces. So if you actually want to stick that down using all of those pieces of filigree, then you really need your applicator, because you ain't going to be squidging glue on. I'm just going to seat some on the white panel, just working through. And then just a small amount on the filigree here, and a little bit just on the edge. I want this one to be flat down.
And of course, all the extras, the glue, the 7-day glue, all the applicators and everything else like that will be on the website as well. So when you're there buying the collection, have a little look around carnationcrafts.co.uk, see what else you need.
Now, that allows it to seat. So I've got this kind of dual piece going through. That's actually, this one is going to serve as almost a doily. So it's going to serve that purpose. So now I've got my beautiful hanging element. So let's talk this through. All three of them work the same. The mechanism is identical in all of them. You can see the smile line that's just coming through. I hope you can see the smile line. It's just there. And I've got two that look like little dimples at the side. Taking those, I can pull that forward just like so. Okay, and my shelf is formed. Can you see that?
Beautiful.
Then I've got two more score lines, one at the back and one right at the front. Okay, so now I've got my elephant element such as that. All I've done here is on the back of here place my magnet, so that when it's seated that way, it will stick to the magnet that's in here.
And how many magnets are in the pack? Did you say 30?
You get 30, so 15
okay.
pairs.
So 15 pairs, yeah. Great.
Now, with that seated, I can now very happily glue that piece down if I so chose, and then when it comes to posting and packing, I can just lift that and it'll go back into shape, ready for posting out. So no problems there.
Clever.
Carnation are very clever to think of these things. They always allow it for postage, because we know, especially this time of year, right, we're sending so many cards. So I'm going to put a tiny amount of wet glue on here. You can use red liner tape if you're happier with that.
I talked to my mother yesterday, and she's calculated that this year she's sending 60 Christmas cards.
60?
60, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot less than the year before, but 60 cards are going out. So if you've got that quantity of cards to make, my mum doesn't make cards, but if she did, she'd be getting cracking now, wouldn't she?
I don't think I know 60 people.
Yes, she do.
Like 3.
What,
Merry
you,
Christmas
me and your
to
two
you all.
sons.
Yeah, literally. And Arthur and Abraham have got absolutely zero interest in me making them a card, I have to say. Right, I've got this gorgeous bouquet here. Can we just take a minute just to take that in? Is that not the prettiest
That's
thing
gorgeous.
you've seen?
Beautiful.
That is stunning, right? So let's build it. So let's just shape out some of those. I'm just going to use the right ball tool. Shape out some of these just to give it a little bit of oomph away from the paper behind it. And work through. So we're just working the outsides to the in and the outsides to the middle, and that's just going to give me some shaping out. I don't want to go too far with it, but what I do want to do is shape out the decoupage elements. Now I'm just going to change down size, and I'm just going to work around those gorgeous petals, and I'm doming upwards for this one because I want them to stand out. I want them to be protruding from the card. So outside to the in, and we're going to build that bouquet. Now what I'm going to be careful to do at home, you'll have an easier time because you won't have to have this upright. I want to keep it that way for you for demo so you can see what's happening. but I'm just going to shape these and I'll put them on at the end. You might want to put them on beforehand, allow everything to dry for 24 hours. If you're using silicone gel glue, if you're using foam tape, it's obviously instant. Now I've got my little smile line, so I'm just going to poke my bouquet through.
Oh, that goes through the middle, right, gotcha.
And I'm just going to place, and that can be placed down. So it just seats. It's so pretty and so gorgeous. And then from there, I'm going to use my silicone gel glue. So we're taking fair amounts. Just place it through. Make sure you get the right flower for the right piece. Seat that on, and I'm building right up. So we're going in, double the height.
Wow, look at that.
So 3 of these, let's build it. Let's make that protrude in the most gorgeous way.
And of course the glue gel, if you need some of that, is on the website as well.
Aye.
All there for you.
Just there. Next one.
Why do I get nervous seeing you with a syringe in your hand?
I was going to say something very, very rude then, Dave, and I stopped myself. You'll be very pleased to know my filter clicked in just in the right time. Place that there. So we're building that height, and we are going to place that just there. Finally, I've got my bow, and I'm just going to lift that and turn this, and I'm just going to place my bow just there, just sitting and placed on. And then finally, my little sentiment to sit here: you're too kind, which is what we say to Dave. You're too kind,
amongst other
Dave.
things.
It's not really what I say to
No,
Dave.
it's not normally what she says.
It's not what I say to Dave at all, just in case anybody needs to know. And I'm going to place that there. And then just place them through.
Wow, isn't that amazing?
So we've got all of that dimension and all of those elements seated through. You're almost creating a box card, isn't it?
You've got
so beautiful.
a little bit of everything that makes you happy in here. Whether it's florals that make you happy, whether your idea of happiness is maybe finding a little nook in your home, maybe in the corner of the lounge, corner of the dining room, wherever, where you just sit there with a little bedside light on, reading a fantastic book or something like that, then it's covered with this as well. The florals are gorgeous, the books, the handbags, the perfume, the shoes, all of which can be displayed on the shelf. The shelf mechanism is what makes this completely unique and different. And you've got the teardrop shaped shelf, you've got the circular shelf, which actually leading up to Christmas could also be a bauble shelf if you wanted it to be. And then you've got the diamond shaped shelf as well, all in that main collection. The floral side of things here are absolutely stunning, and I think the colourways that Nick and his team have done are absolutely breathtaking and beautiful. The card blank as well, which is in that selection as well, is superb. Here's one of the cards that features that majestically. I mean, it could be a cathedral stained glass window, it could be a doily, you could make it look like anything you want it to look like. Fiona Abbott's done that particular card there. But the fact that they've included shoes and handbags, which I know for so many of you are like your passion or your hobby, maybe you collect them, maybe you're always being I don't know, told off for buying too many of them or whatever it might be. Whatever your passion is, or maybe Carnation Crafts is your passion, and that's the thing that you're kind of addicted to each month and you love to purchase and you love to build up your collection. Linda Parsons says, morning Dave and Carla, have you moved to a different studio? Yes, we have. You noticed we're in a glitzy, gleaming, brand new, highly polished studio. It's nice, isn't it?
Don't do that, they'll shout at you.
It's got lights and everything and electric.
You're not allowed to touch the things.
No. We just get used to the cameras and where everything is. Linda Wilson says, beautiful. Thank you, Linda, for that. Alison Ward's there. Hello. Yeah, we just changed the mats. So I know it was kind of glaring. The light was glaring a little bit, so we've changed that for you. Yeah, Pam Wade, as I said, happy birthday to you. So many of you have ordered this already from it being released and available last night on our website. It's brand new today. It's called Held in a Moment with the shelf mechanism. They've even included 30 magnets. So 15 pairs of magnets are in there, so you can have the shelf that stands up when it's being displayed and then lies flat that when it's being posted. But all of this, there's nothing extra to buy apart from the perfect papers. It's $99.99, which is saving you about £30 off what the price will be towards the end of this week. If there's any stock, the price will go back up. So everyone gets that fantastic deal. It is on ClearPay and PayPal Pay in 3 if you want to spread the cost that way. And it's got free P&P if you're in the UK as well. And I've just got to tell you already, people are saying to us that you've had emails to confirm that your order is on the way. The team, we're actually now in the studio next door to our team, the Carnation Crafts team. And the warehouse
boss is in the house.
The warehouse is literally there. And as soon as your order is placed, they're there picking what you've ordered, whatever it might be, packing it and then posting it. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the postie arrives here with us and then it's on its way. Very many of you get it the next day. We can't obviously guarantee that depending on your postal service where you live, but it's going to be literally in the post this afternoon if you order it now at 9:32. It will probably be packed and picked and in the parcel for the, or in the pile for the post in the next 5-10 minutes. That's how quickly Carnation works.
Yeah, they're super speedy. And listen, it's what we expect now, isn't it? It's been a long time. Carnation have been providing that kind of service. It's what makes Carnation unique. You tell us this all the time, the fact that you get things so quickly. Are we going into second demo, Dave?
I think we should. So don't forget, if you want the perfect papers to go with this as well, they are available too quickly. $14.99 if you want to get those.
They're beautiful colours. We'll be using those in this demo so you can start to see some of them coming through. Grab your perfect papers. And if you grab your perfect papers and the metal that you see on the show, we'll provide you with backing papers and inserts for free on the Carnation Crafts website, and we'll provide you with the artwork completely for free. So if you're brand new to us and you've never ever seen Carnation before and you happen to have flipped onto us on YouTube and it's just come up, hey, welcome. But also the way Carnation works is we provide all of your artwork for free. You just print it out, get some pro print it out, and then you've got all of the elements you need to make these exactly as they are.
So where you go to purchase it, carnationcrafts.co.uk, when you've done that process, then go to downloads, free downloads, and you'll see all the vignettes. That's what we call artwork basically. For this collection will be there. You can print it off as many times as you want. So you actually get something straight away that you can look at and enjoy, and the dyes will be bringing the joy to you in the next day or two. Basically, that's the way it works.
It does indeed. Right, let me get my elements together. Right, so what I'm doing this time is working with it in the upright, so with the circle on the top, and I'm starting to bring in some of those perfect papers because they're going to make an extraordinary difference to the colour base that we're using, and the tones will bring out the colours in the other things that we're using. Now they've moved me all about. They know not to do the movings of me. Here we go, because I lose all of the things. So small amounts of adhesive just to place this down. Keep spots, make sure you've got your edges down and a little on the centre. Place and just move around. So that's now seated. Okay, I've got this gorgeous piece, and actually if you think in terms of what you can do with this, you could really go to town, couldn't you, starting to build it in different ways using different elements. It could be a sunshine, it can be so many different key elements for that, but also aperture wise, this would be incredible if you cut the this piece of metal onto this one and create an aperture, lift it with your foam tape, you'll create stunning little elements going inside. And we've got all of the extra elements for you as well, so I'll bring those in. You can see my magnet here, okay? So the first thing I'm going to check is, where do I want my hanging element? Now, when you're putting magnets on, I would suggest, you see I've got this here. Now, if I put that there, it's going to hang off the edge of the card. So I know that it needs to be turned to see inside here. And I'm just going to make sure that they fit together there. Okay?
Yeah.
It's repelling. Hold on. It's because of that.
Carol, I've had a message on YouTube from Annie Foxall, says, can you tell us the size of the main card base, please? Just thinking about envelopes.
Well, they've taken away my glass cutting mat.
Oh, it's got the ruler on it. Oh,
it
no.
can't, because it's got my ruler on. Somebody will tell us, I'm sure. In the back, they're going to
go and grab a ruler for you.
So now I've got that, I know that it seats perfectly. So the magnet's put on in the same way. All I'll say to you is, when you're using your magnets, because magnets can repel, you just need to make sure you've got them seated correctly. My advice is put one magnet on one piece, such as on your outline piece here. And then once you've got that seated and you know where you want it to be, hold them and pop some red liner tape. Thanks, Taz, coming in very slyly there at the side. And pop some red liner tape on the next one. Put your magnets together, and then you can take them apart and work separately. You know you've got it in the right place. Your main card base
Talk
is...
about interactive. You ask, we deliver. Look at this.
Taz comes shuffling in, bless her. So that's 20 centimetres by 8.5, or if you prefer inches, we are looking at 3.5 inches by 8 inches.
There you go, Annie.
Okay, so Annie,
Brilliant.
I hope that helps. Also, I hope it's nice where you are in Bath.
Mhm.
So now that I've got this here, I know that I want my magnet to
How
be
do you know
down
she's
at the
in Bath?
bottom. Ask Annie where she is.
Okay. I believe you. I just wondered how you knew.
Actually, she might be on holiday, but ask Annie where she is.
Annie, where are you?
She'll be in the Bath.
Oh, in the bath.
No,
not
no,
bath.
no. She lives in Bath,
Oh,
but
right.
it always makes me laugh when she puts that it's cold in her bath. So there is that at the bottom. 4 years of Carnation, and I know the customers pretty well at this
Yeah,
stage.
so that's true. Mark Chrisman on YouTube says, morning Carla, Dave and Taz.
Hey, lovely.
4 a.m. here in Philadelphia.
Woof.
Election day and Carnation launch on the same day.
Excitement!
I know.
Good
How much excitement can you
Lord.
take in one day?
You'll be needed to sit down with a coffee for all of that. Right, I'm going to put some of my little mats and layers here.
And he says, Carla, Dave and Miss Taz, my beautiful collection. You've got to stop bringing us such lovely dies. My bank account is crying.
No.
Crying
Your
out
bank
for,
account.
Crying out for more, Annie. Crying out for more.
Your financial bank account might be crying. Your creative bank account is singing its little heart out.
Overflowing, yeah.
Right, let's pop this on here. So I'm building up my tones now, so those greens. What's a really nice way of doing this is if you leave your perfect papers and maybe just put the white on just the center point. It's going to really visually draw to the center of that piece. It's up to you what you do. I am going to put more white on mine, but it's a nice way to just change things up.
I do love the fact that some of the perfect papers now have got that, you know, lovely light, delicate pattern to them.
It makes such a difference.
does.
I love them, absolutely love them. So long may they stay. I'm just going to place this upon hither. So it's seated nicely, and then go through for that top element. So we're drawing everything in with this beautiful green base to it. Just makes it pop.
Joanne Garrett says, morning all, watching from my bed with a fractured leg. Oh,
Oh,
Joanne. She said, I'm a captured audience and keep watching and buying.
Literally,
Well, yeah.
literally captured.
Get well soon, Joanne. Well, we're keeping you company, hopefully. And it's on its way.
So now I know that my magnet is going to seat. It'll actually drop into place. So it's just going to seat there. I just want it to shuffle slightly. Am I on a fangle? Right. So you've got it where you need it to be. You've placed all your elements in, and then we get to decorate. Now for this one, I wanted to bring in some of the other elements rather than the mainstay florals, just so we can have a look at things in different ways. One of the things I want to talk to you about is the ivy, because I think it's so blooming clever. Let me just pick this up. So it's got this gorgeous, gorgeous flexibility to it. Watch this.
Oh, wow.
So I can pull and I can change it. It's going to allow me to take this and kind of weave
Oh, I like it.
just through.
Like a climbing
in
vine
and
or
out.
something.
Like a what?
Climbing vine.
I thought you said a.
Did you think that's it?
I thought you said a clammy vine.
No, a climbing
I was
vine.
like, what's a
Not
clammy
vine.
vine? I mean, it won't surprise me in your garden, though. Right, I'm just going to weave this through and keep that going.
You'd be surprised what grows in my garden.
So we've got all of your elements seated, and now my vine sits through. I can rotate that round and just have that. Look at that.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
Come
very
on, that's ridiculously pretty.
Nice. You've done this before.
I think that is one of my favourite things next to the chicken wire.
Yes. Oh, that was good, wasn't it? The chicken wire. Expanding chicken wire.
Oh, that's just ridiculous,
Yeah, it's
isn't it?
great.
That's the best invention ever made. And now I've got this seated, so I can sit that on, and now I can start to build it, okay? So I'm just going to pop just a smidge.
We're so easily pleased, aren't we, really? Expanding chicken wire, the best invention ever made.
That and a kebab and I'm happy. What can I say? I'm just going to pop that there.
Who needs the wheel? No, expanding chicken wire every day.
Fire. Who needs fire? So from there, I've got my little widgie here. Okay, so now I can place this through. There are two different sizes of this. One is much thicker. So if you're using those thicker elements, then you can use that. So if you're using, say, the box, or if you're using something like the handbag, you can use the thicker one, or we can use the thinner one, certainly for things like the candle, where you've got the narrower framework there. So you've got either to choose, because you don't really want to see the mechanism behind the object, it kind of wants to be hidden. So it's up to you how you do it, but that would be my advice. Now I can just pop this through and it will seat inside. If I'm using something wide, just let me pop that through it and feed it, and it'll sit, okay, and it's just going to sit in that way there, and that's going to allow anything that I want to have stick to it, just stuck to it. And you can have it sort of facing in this way, or you can, if I can get it out, have it going through the bottom edge. Your choice, depending exactly what you're using on top. So if I want to use the narrower piece and have that sitting, and that's going to be a stopper, either way works depending what visually you're looking for, okay. If I'm going to use that, then probably I'm going to cover this bit with a sentiment or something along those lines, just to add those extra added elements. Up to you, again, what you do. From there, I can then place on my books, and they're going to seat so far forward. The dynamic shape I'm getting for this, with absolutely no effort on my part, it's just going to sit in that 3D shaping that comes through it. It's so beautiful and so easily accessed through a simple mechanism that obviously Nick and the team have come up with, that allows us to use the magnets to do it. It's just a stroke of genius. So then just placing on small amount of adhesive here, smoosh it out. We're working with a larger surface area. Take the books, place it onto the shelf, and then pinch so that it holds it all together. Now, I don't just want to finish it in that way, although I think that's absolutely extraordinary, the power of the artwork that we have, right? Because with one simple vignette, one simple die cut from Carnation, I can make something look exquisite very simply. If you want to keep it clean and you want to keep it simple, that'll do you.
Yeah.
But let's just add some other elements in, so you're seeing as many of the elements as you can, because obviously that's our goal. I've got my little bowl here. I can just use my fingers to shape it out, and that rock in motion will allow it to seat. And I'm just going to use the bottom of my card as my grounding device. So I'm going to put a little bit, tiny amount, not too much, of silicone gel glue just in here, and then a small amount of wet glue onto the ends. So I'm changing up my adhesives just to give me a different change in how it's stuck and why it's stuck. And then place it down at the bottom, pinch and pinch. So the silicone gel glue will hold it up in the middle, the bottom will seat here, and you'll get that little shadow play from it, which is super sweet. Now let's use some florals here just to bring in quick shape, and then we are sorted.
Yeah, Annie Foxall has confirmed she's in Bath. You were
See?
right. Yep.
See?
Joanne Garrett says, morning, you're watching from my bed, or I mentioned you, sorry Joanne. Pauline Errington says, morning everyone, watching from our holiday in a lovely Cotswold cottage.
Oh, nice.
I'm off
Sorry
there.
for some.
I'm off there to the Cotswolds at the weekend.
Who is?
I am, 3 days.
Pauline, run!
I might be moving into where you are, Pauline, when you move out. I don't know. Who knows? Enjoy yourself. Have a great time.
Just going to pop this here. Look how beautiful these are. They're just so pretty. Let's fill in some colour. And then I'm just going to pop my daisies through in between, just to lighten that up and brighten it up. You'll see what I'm doing with my big hands.
Yep.
And then put that one in there, and then I'm just going to add these purple sprays just to give it that sort of extra push at the bottom, so you've got the lift, the rise up.
So maybe that's a card for someone that you know is a really big bookworm, maybe someone that whenever you go into the room they're always got their nose in a book or whatever. That'd be a lovely card for them. But remember, it's just covering things like your shoes, perfume, handbags, books, beautiful flowers, the graceful bird swooping in as well. It's all those elements in this one collection, but what a card that is. And it's got the shelf, it's got that three-dimensional shelf, and you've got the circular shelf, you've got the different shapes, the triangular or the diamond shaped shelf as well, and also the teardrop shape shelf too. all of that in the collection. A few more shout outs. Now it's Marie Craig's birthday. Morning everyone. She says, what a stunning collection on my birthday from sunny Spain. And actually Patricia Stook says, please can you say happy birthday to Marie Craig. Marie, from everyone, happy birthday. Great to know you're watching.
Lovely face.
Enjoy sunny Spain. This collection launched about an hour ago. Well over 40% of the entire stock has gone in 1 hour. Okay, when it was available on our website earlier, lots of you ordered it overnight at different times during the night in different parts of the world. But 40% of the collection has gone. It's called Held in a Moment, and it's 241101. The main part of it here is this. This is what's holding everything in that moment. It's the shelving mechanisms that you've got with the teardrop, the circle, and the diamond shape as well, which is very, very clever. And remember, you've even got artwork for the shelves, for the wooden panels. So even that's been given to you. You don't have to colour a thing in. The artwork is a free gift from Carnation to you once you buy this. Over here, the card blank that you've got, we gave you the measurements for that earlier on, also comes complete with this beautiful floral bouquet and the extra elements which allow you to decoupage it, make it 3D. And then down to the bottom, you've got your elements that you can place on those shelves. You've got the handbags, the shoes, the perfume. You've got the clock, you've got the frame, the candles as well, and the shelf. As well as that, you've got the stack of books, the cute little lantern as well, the little lamp, and some glasses. And then at the other side, you've then got that wonderful, is that a hummingbird, would you say that is? You think it's a hummingbird? I think it probably is, yeah, definitely. Hummingbird. And the artwork for all of this, if you're wondering why and how all of these cards look so magnificent and so glorious,
Look at that.
that's because obviously the person that's put it together has got an awful lot of talent and a lot of vision. But also, everybody who buys the collection has got access to the free artwork. And that's not just for today, that's going forward as well. So when you bought it from us at carnationcrafts.co.uk, while you're there, then go to the downloads and free download section and you'll see all the artwork for this collection, the Held in a Moment collection, along with all the artwork for the previous collections as well.
Did you know that Carnation have now got a fancy new button on the website that says new releases?
Oh, okay.
And if you go to that, everything that's new is on it, so you can just have a feast of all good things Carnation that have just come out. So you can go straight to it and get it from there as well if it's easier.
But when you consider Nick and the team who are in the building where we are now in our fancy new studio, they tirelessly work on the artwork and give you the most incredible, stunning artwork that you can print off and use, and you can make and sell if you want to, for personal gain or for charity. So really what they do, they're not charging for. You're buying the dies, but the artwork is a free gift from Carnation to you. I don't know many other companies that do that. So this is a great opportunity. Maybe it's your first collection, maybe it's your 101st collection. It's brand new today, launched on Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock, and it was on the website overnight, and over 40% of the stock has gone. 241101. We've got about 10 minutes or so to do one more quick demo, if that's all right.
So I want to just have a look at the idea of using it aside from the shelf. So the main thing about Carnation is it is versatile. Everything Carnation do, that versatility that allows us to make so many different gorgeous makes. So instead of just saying, well, you can only use the shelves and that's the only thing you can use. No, thank you very much. We can use it in all different ways. I can use it on any card base that I've got, and it doesn't matter which. So for those of you who've been lucky in the past to get hold of Carnation's insane nested dies, which are just gorgeous, you can use them with those. It's so important to be able to do that. But also the other elements as well, away from the shelf, they can obviously be used however you want to use them. And we're going to look at that in this demo. So I've used just a basic card base. So this one I've got for myself is 8.5 by 4 3/4. Near enough. It doesn't actually matter. It's just a plain card base. Look at that. Feast your eyes uponst that.
That's one of the perfect papers.
It is beautiful. I wouldn't mind that as a duvet cover. It's very pretty.
Or as a feature wall.
Or as a feature wall. If I want it on my bed.
Okay.
It'd be pretty, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to place this here. Do you know, Dave, more and more, I think it feels like we've been married for years.
I was going to say,
and we haven't.
I was going to say, your bedroom's quite minimal, though, isn't it?
My bedroom's very minimal.
How do I know that?
Actually, it just dawned on me. Thanks, Dave, for that. Yes, Dave has been in my bedroom several times, but not for the reasons
Not
you
in.
might
I've walked
think.
past it. I've not been in it.
So I'm just going to place this onto here very gently because I don't want to commit until I've got the one at the bottom. I'm going to double up on my filigree, which is just so pretty. Now I want it to hang over, but I can't let it interfere with the base of the card. So I can use it that way and then just draw this down diamond and just shape it through So I've got the two pieces together, okay? Look how pretty that is.
Yeah, I love it.
If you want to make a card, if you got one of Carnation's mice or two of Carnation's mice, what was the one they did where they were taking photos? There was a photo booth, photogenic. So you've got the one that's taking the photo and the one that is the model. You could have one on either of those and they would be so
that'd
cute.
be good.
Really make something of them. It's a beautiful size is the filigree in this. Now that bouquet, which is so pretty. Now I could just lay that down. It makes the most extraordinary card just as it is, so you don't need to over egg that. That's absolutely perfect. But what if we want to take it a little bit further? Well, I've taken two of them, but the second one I've cut the stem off because I've got those cut lines that allow me to do it. So I've just taken the stem away. Now what that means is I can lift this right up, take it right above that card base and bring this one in and just double up. Now, if you want it to be a little shorter, you can pair your roses and you'll create this gorgeous central element. Look how full that is. Now, because you've got the going sort of sweeping that way and the sweeping this way, I can take it so that it's not perfectly symmetrical. It's up to you which way you work. I love it when it's straight up and down, but I know we all work in different ways. So first of all, I'm going to look at the idea that my rose is about there, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to put some silicone gel glue on it. Now, normally I would tell you to use your normal everyday glue, your PVA, but because I might need to shift it, I'm just going to lay it there. Then I'm going to take this one, and I want them to meet, but I don't want it to interfere. So now, because I use silicone gel glue, I can shunt it to where I want it to be. So I can place it there, chuck some of this on the back of it, and then
I wouldn't have
take
thought of
that
doing
over.
that, turning it up the other way, but it works a treat, doesn't it?
It's beautiful, isn't
Yeah.
it? It creates a dynamic bouquet. Then again, we're taking these florals. I'm going to cover up my workings slightly just in case they can be seen. I don't want any mess. So I'm going to take the two roses and make sure they're the right way around.
Jeanette Stott on Facebook says the free backing papers are beautiful as well.
Aren't they just?
Glad you like them, Jeanette.
In this collection, they are, well, they always are, but in this collection, they are extraordinary. Let's come in with this nice bit of silicone gel glue. Let's build that height. Let's get that difference. Again, this one here, just building up. So we're getting this bloom. These florals are incredible. So we're really going to town on them. Don't be shy to build height. It really does create dynamic cards. Little bit of shaping here, around those edges to the middle. Grabbing this. And this, how am I doing for time, Taz? Okay, we're
Loads of time.
fine.
Loads of
Loads of time. Could get 10 cards made in that time. Put this here. And this on the other side. So these are just one petal. My rose sits much higher. Come in with these side pieces, one down here.
And again, that sort of card works for every occasion, happy and sad, doesn't it?
It does. It's just a very, very pretty bouquet, isn't it? There's
Very sophisticated.
it's in your face gorgeous, isn't it? Which is something so lovely to have.
And I know many of you watching are probably very talented colorists as well, but I mean, I could never ever recreate the artwork that Nick and his team have done for this. I mean, that would be an impossibility for me. So you get to work with the most beautiful artwork and make it your own, which is so nice.
I'm just building out a little flourish on the side there with that extra foliage. Just use my pokey. And I'm just going to take this, just pin it so that I know it's where it needs to be. Same again at the bottom. Pop that through. Place in, push. And then I've got my two little bows and I'm going to do one at either side. So we're pretty much sort of going in. Now what you can do, actually I'm just going to do it on one side. What you can do, let's just take this. Leave that one fairly flat. Just put it over the rose at the bottom. Just for some extra detailing. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to shape it. Because it'll get smaller in length as you shape it, and the one below will show through, so it'll almost be like a double ribbon. So if I just bend, so can you see that?
Yep.
I've got that there, and then I can take the bottom glue it, push in.
And to be fair, you're almost like flower arranging with this collection, aren't you? It's absolutely gorgeous.
You could snip all the, well, you can use the decoupage to create a floral box, which would be really lovely. And now we have something really, really sweet, really pretty.
And if you just have a little look at Janine's as well, she's done a similar thing, but made it even more elongated.
Woof!
Oh, it's so tall, can't get it into shot. But look at that. That's like an extension of what Carla's just done. So you can make it as extended and as glamorous and as flamboyant as you want it to. But then on the other scale of things, you've then gone from the flowers to this time the handbags and the shoes as well. So you've got what I know an awful lot of people will class as whimsical, because maybe handbags and shoes are the things that you collect that you love. Maybe you get criticised by someone in the family for buying too many of them. Maybe it's a bit of a standing joke in your family. Then you've got the books as well. So you've got a little bit of everything: florals, shoes, perfume, books and handbags, all combined in this wonderful collection. But what makes this collection unique is the fact that every single shape, the triangle, the teardrop and the circle, has got this protruding shelf. And that's why we're giving you the magnets as well. A pack of magnets, you get 32 in there, so there's 16, was it 30? 30 in there. You get 15 double magnets basically, so it allows you to then have the shelf that sticks out but then folds flat for postage. This is what you're going to get. It only launched an hour ago at 9 o'clock and already over 40% of the entire stock has gone. It was available online last night. Lots of you get in early and order it before you go to bed the night before the launch show, and then tune in for the demos. You get the 3 shapes of the shelf dies. You get the teardrop, you get the circle, and you get the diamond shape as well. That wonderful trailing ivy that that Carla kind of wrapped around the edge was superb. And of course you get the artwork for the frames and the shelf, as well as all the artwork for the flowers and the foliage. Then we've got the card blank, which is over here, which is beautiful, and of course that separate doily circle could be used in lots of different ways, as Carla's shown you. The magnificent bouquet there with the bows and everything else as well, and the extra decoupage elements. Then down to the bottom you've got your elements. You've got the handbags, the shoes, the perfume, you've got the clock, the frame, the candles, and then you've got the books and everything else, and that beautiful hummingbird. So whether it's a happy occasion or whether it's a somber occasion, you've got the elements and the artwork in here which will work for both brilliantly. And I think that's why it's been so popular, because so many people will love it for so many different reasons. Okay, well that's us done and dusted with our first show in our brand new studio. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to be back at 11 o'clock and also at 1 o'clock this afternoon as well, with more demonstration and more interaction on Facebook and YouTube. But if you order yours now, you know what? The elves next door will be picking and packing off the shelves and popping it in the post, and yeah, you might be able to hear them.
So they might beat you up for calling them elves. I'm just saying.
They might, yeah.
Just saying.
But I tell you what, it will be in the post by 2 o'clock this afternoon if you order it now. So order away, and we'll